Good morning from Tokyo. Today I am going to attempt to see as much of Tokyo as I possibly can. Now I have one full day in Tokyo today, and then on my way back home from Hiroshima all the way back up to Tokyo, I'll have another full day before I fly home. So I figured today I would explore all of Shinjuku since that's where I'm staying. And then I will hop on over to Shibuya and also check out Minato City and just explore everything that Tokyo has to offer. Now, from all the research I've done, it seems really easy to just jump on the subway and get to wherever you need to go in Tokyo. So I'm a bit nervous about getting lost on the subways, but I did live in Chicago for a good 8 years, so I am aware of how to use the L and the train and whatnot. So I have my fingers crossed and I hope I can figure it out. I just don't want to look like one of those lost tourists. This black coffee, which I'm so excited about. Oh, that's good. My first stop was the Tsukiji Outer Market, which is the most popular marketplace to buy fresh seafood, as well as different vegetables and Japanese traditional food materials. I wanted to go here first because they do open at 5 a.m. and what I read online basically said if you don't get there early, there won't be enough food for you. And honestly, in my experience, this was kind of a lie because I got there around 7 a.m. because jet lag had me up at like 3 a.m. and some of the booths weren't even open yet. So I think 7 a.m. was kind of like the best time to arrive. And so I had a lot of fun walking through this market. I tried all of the different fish. I had wagyu A5 beef, which was insane. It like melted in my mouth. I also tried some eel and I had the most fresh tuna I've ever consumed. It was just amazing. A lot of these places do only take cash, so I made sure to get some yen the day before so that I was prepared when I arrived early in the morning. The other thing is I met this random girl on the train who also spoke English and she was headed to the same market. So we ended up just hanging out together while walking through the market. And honestly, it was so refreshing because when you're traveling alone, it's just nice to have someone else that you meet in that country that speaks your language so that you guys can kind of like explore the country together, but it's not like forever. It's just a short amount of time within your trip. When I was traveling through Europe, I stopped in Split, Croatia, and I remember meeting one of the locals there, and I ended up getting dinner and having a really nice time with this random local guy, and he was telling me all about Croatia, and it really just made the experience that much more amazing and memorable. Honestly, my favorite two parts about traveling are definitely the people that you meet along your journey and then the food, because you can't go wrong with amazing, delicious homemade food, and I'm telling you, this market is definitely for everyone that is a foodie. One thing I will note is if you do happen to arrive before 7 a.m. and you get there when they open at 5, you will be able to witness the famous tuna auctions that take place where they sell the most fresh sashimi in the world, and you can see people bargain to find the best price. It's cool because this market attracts not only tourists like me, but also a lot of locals that are going to buy the fish for their restaurant or their cafe or their family. And so there's just a rich variety of people that are walking through the market, and I just really enjoyed that part as well. Also, this place has been open for almost 80 years, so it has definitely become a tourist attraction, but again, it's basically like a giant wholesale fish market where people from Japan need to go to get the best, most fresh food. This was me eating the fattiest tuna I've ever consumed, and it was so delicious. The sashimi literally melted in my mouth, just like the A5 wagyu. It was absolutely insane. This is probably my most favorite breakfast that I've ever consumed, and it was all 100% meat and seafood. One thing that took getting used to was the fact that traditional Japanese food did not include anything that was super sweet or even like scrambled eggs, French toast, pancakes, anything like that. Although I must say Japan does have the best souffle pancakes, but I guess that's not as common to eat for breakfast. So I was eating things like fish and meat and rice and pickles for breakfast, and honestly, I do not complain about it. I really did grow to like a beautiful set of sushi for breakfast in the morning. It's kind of crazy to think that Americans think it's totally normal to eat dessert for breakfast because we've just normalized the concept of super sugary waffles or pancakes or French toast or cereals and just call it healthy because that's what the marketing says, even though it's not at all. And so it was just refreshing to go to Japan and actually have healthy, whole foods and just feel really good after I ate any meal. The United States definitely has a couple of issues when it comes to the food system, but we're not going to get into that right now. After walking through the market, I definitely wanted to hit one of my bucket list items, which was having a matcha latte. So I ended up getting an iced matcha, and it was absolutely amazing. And one great thing about Japan is they don't put a ton of sugar in their desserts, and that makes me happy because I don't need a lot of sugar to be happy with the dessert, and honestly, you don't either. It's just because America puts so much sugar in all of their processed foods, we're just used to it. So this was absolutely refreshing and delicious. After I had this matcha, I saw across the street there was a matcha ice cream shop that sweetened their ice cream with beet sugar. And so I just had to get one, and honestly, it was so good, and now I am obsessed with matcha. After the trip to this market and having matcha back to back, I low-key grew an obsession or addiction, whatever you want to call it, for matcha. And from this day on, I literally ordered a matcha at least one time or 2 times a day. This reminds me of my trip to Europe when I had a gelato every single day. And so here I am in Japan having a matcha every single day, and I am living a beautiful life. This is exactly what I want to be doing. think so.
No?
Yeah, I don't think you're allowed.
Non gli fa mangiare il cuscino. Yeah, you just hold it down.
It is really hot. Like I'm sweating, low-key feel like I'm about to faint. So I'm gonna go back to my Airbnb. Okay, this is the clip I got. Do you see it? It's like a flower. It's so cute. So I had ramen for the first time in Japan, which has literally been my bucket list item. I achieved that, but I accidentally ordered it completely wrong. I got like the summer ramen, which is basically like cold noodles and then cold broth on the side, so you dip it in the broth, at least I think so. The menu said like ramen, like just ramen and the type of broth. The cost was like 1,100 yen or 1,200 yen, something like that. There were like toppings that you could add on top, and all the toppings were things that were in the picture. And so I was like, yeah, I want all the toppings, but you had to pay extra to get the toppings on top of the ramen. So I was like, yeah, give me all the toppings. And so that was an extra like 600 yen. And so they come out with the ramen and they put every single extra topping on a separate plate, which was like an egg and pork and like bamboo sticks and like seaweed, like all the things. And I'm like, oh my god, this is so much food. And so I was like, this is way too much food. But I couldn't eat it all. I just was like so full. I feel like I just ate way too much food today. And I walked like 20,000 steps, I think. I was literally walking back and just enjoying the night in Shibuya, and it was cool because like all the lights are on and it's nighttime, so everything's popping, and literally it felt like I was in Las Vegas with like all the lights and stuff, but outside, and New York. Like everything big buildings, skyscrapers, all that. But then very unique architecture. Like that's what Japan brings to the table. Plus everything's in Japanese. Plus it's like literally Vegas in New York on steroids. So I just enjoyed like watching people like walk around. Yeah, then I got a little bit anxious and I was like, this is too much for me. And I'm having a battle with the AC, I swear. Anyway, I'm gonna go take a shower and fall asleep because today was really fun, but I did a lot. And I am so sleep deprived, it is not even funny. Like, I didn't even sleep last night. I kept waking up every 2 hours because the AC would turn off every 2 hours. Note to self for next time, budget Airbnbs, not the move. I'll see you in the next one. I love you. Bye, good night, peace out, bye.